Hey y'all, welcome back to Homestead, a little chicken scratch talk time today. I am in the dining room. You can probably hear the chicks in the background. They are about to move on up in the brooder world. So I'm getting ready to fix supper. It's a quick little video today. I've done videos on money saving tips, okay? This video is about what you can do homesteading, cooking to save money, okay? First of all, find recipes that use very few ingredients. Your old-timey recipes, your simple recipes will have all of this, okay guys? You've just got to get those recipes. We cook with cast iron quite a bit. I just like it. That's what I like to do. It lessens the amount of oil that you have to use. If you have really good seasoning on the skillet, the more you cook with it, the better it is, blah, blah, blah. So you need a few ingredient recipes. Again, I like cast iron, something that's durable for a lifetime, okay? And also, any recipe, I want to show you this. Look at how old this is. That has been passed down, okay? And this is, I don't want to tear the paper, something like that, okay? Usually older recipes in your family that have been passed down have few ingredients, especially if these are like Great Depression recipes, okay? A lot of times on the back of cans, they would save the recipes for anything like canned pumpkin, family members recipes. This one has a name on it on the top with the ingredients. It's handwritten. That's for my great aunt and great grandmother. All of these recipes, guys, I save and I use because they have very few ingredients, okay? Something like that. Back in the old days, people weren't able to go out and get all of these fancy ingredients, and a lot of them were not even around, okay? This will save you money. It's tried and true. So save those recipes and cook with the fewest ingredients you can. And again, everything that you cook, reuse. Freeze it and use it at a later date. Save your oil. There's so many ways to save in cooking. The main thing is if you can freeze things, then that will help. Get you some cookbooks that are, if you like Southern cuisine, get cookbooks about that. Any type of like church or community cookbook, to me, is the absolute best. It's going to have foods that grow well in your area, from local groups that cook with these foods. They're tried and true recipes. They usually will tie into your community or your family. Any kind of spiralized cookbook with just a spiral backing on it is usually older recipes, it seems like, and those have fewer ingredients. They're not so fancy and time consuming, and they're bulky and they work. Just because you want to save money does not mean that you have to eat beans and cornbread every night, okay? You can switch it up and use, just say if you've got squash growing in your garden, you can switch it up. You can make zoodles, you can make squash casserole, you can have just a side of squash. There's so many ways to do these things with food that you grow and save money. This year, we are really going to try to focus on doing our own cornmeal, and I'm totally excited about that. We do go through bread. The bread that I eat is $3 a loaf now. I've made my own bread. It seems like, for me, it's more expensive to make my own bread, or it's just easier to buy the other bread. But it's not hard to make biscuits for me at all. I've watched videos and was hand taught when I was a little girl, and I like to make homemade biscuits. Use that in the place of bread for a lot of your sandwiches. There's ways to get around this, guys, that take less ingredients. Right now, flour and all, they say, is really going up in price. So try to get creative with what you're doing and get creative with what you're cooking, because I'm telling you, outside of if you don't have a house payment, that's going to be obviously probably the most expensive thing you have. If you eat, that's going to be a huge bill. And I'm talking about dry goods and everything else in between, shampoo or whatever, in your grocery bill. If you lump all of that together, that it is the bulk of our expense is food. It's not even power, it's food. And we have really worked hard at cutting that and getting that bill down. We're just getting creative. And I've got probably 100 cookbooks and hardly look through those. Get you a good cookbook and use it. That's the main thing. Use your cookbook. Whatever food you like, get you a good older cookbook. And those will have some good ingredients in them that are just plain, simple things that you can go out to the store and get that should be, hopefully, fairly cheap and you can put to use. Get creative in the kitchen. Get after it. Guys, I just wanted to show you another quick tip. Tonight I'm making salmon patties, okay? I had some leftover cornbread from the other night. We eat cornbread and biscuits all the time. I used the kind of stale cornbread, crumbled it up, and put that in my salmon patties. A can of salmon, I think, is $5 now, around $5. Cornbread takes cornmeal, buttermilk. Buttermilk's kind of been in a shortage in the big box stores. At your smaller local places, it'll be fine where we live. If you don't have an onion powder will go a long way. And added a little mayonnaise to this and a little bit of lemon juice. And that's it. If you don't have the breadcrumbs or Ritz crackers or saltines, I've not seen saltines on the shelves. Try to think, I'm not giving a recipe by any means. What I'm trying to tell you is think outside of the box and think creatively on how you can eat on the cheap, okay? Because this right here, I've got 7, this will be 10 plus salmon patties. That's enough to feed someone for 2 meals, 2 people for 2 meals, plenty. We've got dry beans in the Instapot, and that pressure cooker right there has been worth its weight in gold, just cooking dry beans quickly, okay? And that's pretty much all I use it for. And then I have some frozen squash here, and then I believe I'm gonna have some turnip greens tonight too, just something to change it up a little bit, with some leftover biscuits. So that's a hearty meal, and that will feed a 6'7" man for supper, and he'll be just fine, okay? A lot of your cobblers, if you don't have fresh fruit, get a can of pie filling. Cherry, blueberry, apple, whatever. It's fairly cheap. I think it always was $2 where I get it, and this week I noticed it was $2.50. So things are going up, but try to think creatively how you can save money around your homestead cooking. And if you have a husband that comes home and needs a full meal, okay, that will feed a husband on the cheap, okay? We grew the turnip greens, we grew the squash. Not every meat that we eat is like deer meat every night. We do not do that. Most nights it is, but sometimes I just like to switch it up. So, hey, switch it up. See what you can do and think about it, okay? Keep growing, keep going. We'll see you next time on Harmon Homestead.